got a new ice fishing setup. Pretty excited to give this puppy a try. It's the 32-inch ultralight noodle rod. And then I've obviously got the free fall ghost on there. Look at those sunglasses, dude. Hold on. My buddy Seth just showed up and we got to show these off. Look at those.
Dude, that means I mean business, buddy.
Those are beautiful. It's about 12 degrees right now with an 11-mile-an-hour wind. So that's fun. There, oh, I hooked him and he got off. Found some deeper water and I just got a bite, so that's good. All right, we gotta figure out a fish. You don't want the spoon, maybe you want the horsefly. Let's go. There's something suspended right here. I got one right on my horsefly right now. There he is. Still getting used to this setup. I think my drag's all screwy. Dadgummit, how do I fix that? I'm gonna just have to hand line this fish. Oh my gosh, it's a crappie. It's a crappie. I gotta figure out my new reel. There we go, horsefly. I knew the white horsefly was gonna do well for slabs. I knew it was. And white mule jig, horsefly, right in the freaking face, dude. Not a big fish. All right, cool. I was actually not sure what to think about the horsefly through the ice. It's a little bit big for some of the gill fishing I do, but I thought it was gonna be good for perch and crappie. So far so good. That's my first fish of the year through the ice, baby. Let's go. All right, see ya, buddy. Okay, now I gotta figure out the drag on this thing because that was just coming right out. How do I? All right, star drag, just gotta click that. Oh, wow, yeah, that was loose as a goose. He kind of just showed up randomly. There was nothing on my graph. All of a sudden, something started to show up, and I just reeled up to him, and he ate it. Here we go. There, I got him. What is this gonna be? Ah, just a little gill on the spoon. Yeah, he showed up out of nowhere, suspended about 1.5 feet off the bottom. So I pulled this in front of his face, reeled it up, and he smashed it. It's got a little crappie nibble on there. I always like tipping my little spoon with a crappie nibble. I don't really like using live bait. It's just one more step in the process. I don't want to stop and buy it. I don't like keeping it in my fridge. I'm lazy, I know, but these crappie nibbles work pretty dang good, actually. Man, I just have yet to put my fish finder in a hole and actually see a group of fish. Only 2 fish I've caught just kind of showed up out of nowhere. There's a couple fish off the bottom here and there, but I think they're just pesky little perch that don't want to bite. Oh, he smoked it. Shoot. Dadgummit. Thanks, buddy. Special delivery, a pound of Bud Light. You didn't tell me they were pounders. This will just warm me right up in 12 degrees. Really simple mod that I made here, and this is actually inspired by my friends over at the Burley Fishing Channel. I just added a little track mount. It's just like a little Yak Attack track mount, drilled it into the sled, and that gives me the ability to add rod holders. You know, this is actually a cell phone holder. I can put I can put GoPro mounts, I can do all sorts of things, and I honestly might add more. I was even thinking about attaching my fish finder and literally just fishing straight out of the sled and just always having it by my side. I'm still gonna make some mods to it, I think, but this was definitely such a simple mod that is wonderful. I really like that. So anyways, let's move and groove. Obviously the fishing has not exactly been great to us so far, but that's okay. Dude, there's a bunch of perch down there, I think. I assume they're perch. Maybe they're little gills. There he is. Got him. Dink. That's a dink. Yeah, it's a perch. See, I think this has been the problem. I think there's a lot of small perch about this size in here, and I'm getting some short strikes from them, and some of them aren't committing. But obviously, you know, that's a really small fish right there, but it's kind of my specialty. And that's why I like fishing the spoon. Is I feel like perch fishing with these spoons is a lot of fun. I just need to find a body of water that has some big perch in it. I'm not saying that there's not any big ones in here. There probably are somewhere, but I think there's a lot of little pesky guys like that in there. You'd have to imagine there's some big fish that are feeding on these, though. You know, I know a lot of people keep telling me that I need to do a tip up, and one of these days I probably will. This would be perfect to just throw on a tip up and wait for a big pike to come munch it. Oh, I pulled it out of his mouth. No, wait, I have him. Look at this. I mean, honestly, at some point, you gotta say that that's impressive. Like, that is such a small perch. That's probably the smallest perch in my life. Oh, it's a good bite, but I think it's a tiny fish. Yes, it is. Look at this, Seth. Giant perch only around these parts. How about a quick update? The fishing is not very good, and I'm eating some beef jerky. That's it. There he is. All right, well, we're on the board for day number 2. Oh, well, we were gonna be on the board and he popped off. I went ahead and trimmed down my horsefly and I put a little crappie nibble on there, and then I went ahead and put it on a tungsten ice jig. I really like the look of that. The horsefly, basically the back half of it, just cut in half. It's perfect for ice fishing. I think this is gonna be dynamite for both gills, perch, and probably even some crappie as well. So just trying to make it a little bit smaller profile. I think there's a bunch of perch down there. Oh, one grabbed it right when it got to the bottom. Yeah, there's a handful of these little guys down there. Okay, well, we're on the board for day number 2. Yesterday was not exactly great, but here we are, back at it. There he is. Okay, there's a pile of them down there. They're all probably gonna be this size, but I'm totally okay with that. I love it. Chunky little guy. He's not as small as he could be. Oh, just another little dink, but I'll take fish like that. All right.
Okay, we are back on the water at a different lake this time, and the goal remains the same. I just want to reacquaint myself with ice fishing. I want to kind of reestablish my confidence on the hard water. Quite honestly, here in West Michigan, we don't get a ton of ice throughout the year, so our ice fishing seasons are pretty short. Because they're pretty short, I really feel like I never quite get the hang of this. I feel like just by the time I'm starting to get some confidence out here, the season always ends. So the goal really today, as well as yesterday, was to just kind of remember what to do, get my gear set up, and then throughout the rest of the ice fishing season, I've got one main goal. And I'm gonna talk about that at the end of today's video, but in the meantime, let's keep catching some fish.
Yep. We're running out of battery. Oh yeah, now we're in business. That's a bit more like it. I don't know if my theory makes sense or not, but I like to think, you know, it's cloudy here. Fish obviously are going to have much less light penetration. You're going to have a ton of light penetration here. So I would think this would be a great ambush point. Oh, baby, that's a good fish. I played with this fish a lot. There we go. Looky there. Largemouth. First largemouth through the ice. Man, I was playing around with him a lot. I was wondering what that was because he kind of came off the bottom, but then he was acting like a suspended fish, and he would vary. He would go up and down and up and down, and everything I did was just kind of annoying him, it seemed like, because he wasn't going away, but he also wasn't committing to it. But anyways, that little half a horsefly, that might be one of my new confidence baits right there. We're catching numerous species on it, perch and bass, and we even caught a crappie on the full size. So feeling really good. Feeling real good. Well, that was not a very graceful release. That was sick though. Heck yeah, man. Anytime I catch a bass through the ice, I'm stoked. The other thing that I forgot to mention is I'm using 1 pound ice fluorocarbon. It is like so thin, it's ridiculous. But I'm glad I did that because I honestly think it's gonna position me to catch more fish this year. I really think that the lower the diameter, the more fish you're gonna catch. You know, these fish can obviously look at your bait for as long as they want when you're vertically jigging them. I'm thinking there's something to my theory though. Cloudy, clear. That is such a great little ambush point. Simple, but makes sense. That is what lit up my screen. Some really tiny perch. I was like, why aren't they eating my jig? Well, I went to a little bit smaller jig and I got one immediately, but it's just because they're really, really small perch. There's one. God, it's been a while. Another little dinky perch. It's been a long time since my last bite. Every one of these fish just gives me a little bit more confidence, and that's what it's all about today, baby. There he is. He was just holding it. I didn't even feel the bite at all. I just noticed that my rod felt like it loaded up a little bit. Little guy had it. All right, another day, another dinky perch. There's one. That one bit it right off the bottom. God, there's a lot of these little guys in here, man. God, I know there's a few big perch in here. I don't know how to find them. There's just so many pesky little fellas down there. I don't know what to do. Okay, give me your best tip. When you're at a lake that has a ton of perch this size, but you know there's also a population of bigger fish, what do you do to try to hone in on those bigger perch? I just simply cannot figure it out. I try bouncing lots of different holes. I try lots of different locations. I've tried bigger spoons. I've tried smaller spoons. I've tried bigger jigs. I've tried smaller jigs. I've done a lot of things, but I just simply cannot figure them out. Clearly, I need some help. Oh, he smashed that thing. Again, small fish, but that was a nice bite. He just popped the crap out of it. It's what you like to see, boys. Oh my gosh. That actually felt like a good bite. Dadgummit. When I set the hook, I felt like actual weight and it pulled free, which is a total bummer. I definitely appreciate having a fish finder, and it obviously positions me to catch more fish, but I can tell you it also drives me crazy because when I see fish all over my jig and I don't feel a bite, I feel like I want to lose my mind. There we go. That was suspended. That's got to be a crappie or a bluegill. That's a bluegill. That's what I'm talking about. First time I look down a hole and there's actually some fish suspended. Not a, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Not all that big, obviously, but it counts. It counts. That bluegill was weird because it's just like all day I've been trying to find fish suspended and I can't locate fish to save my life. You know, obviously I'm finding some perch here and there, but as far as suspended marks, you know, crappie, bluegill, there's just none to be found.
All right, as much as I would love to tell you that the first couple trips of the ice fishing season have been a huge success, obviously they have not, but that's kind of the way my ice fishing season goes pretty much every year. I usually start off really slow, I end pretty hot, that's just the way it goes, folks. That being said, I did accomplish my goal, caught some fish, got back into ice fishing mode, and now my #1 goal for the remainder of the season is to continue the pursuit of a 10. That's right, I'm going for a 10-inch bluegill. That is my main objective this entire winter, so stay tuned because that's the plan. That all being said, I hope you're having a great day. We'll catch you next time.